Now, European finance ministers have postponed a decision on paying a $17 billion loan to Greece.
They say Greece must introduce its new austerity measures before it gets the money. For more, our Europe correspondent Phil Williams joins us now from London. Phil, good morning. We've got to the ultimatum stage now.
Yes, we certainly have, and the Greek Prime Minister is really caught in a wedge between the demands of the debtors, that's the Eurozone nations and the IMF, and his own people who say, enough already, we can't stand this pain anymore, and we don't want to cop what is planned, which is 26 billion more in cuts in austerity measures, and that includes 20% cut in the public service and cuts further in wages, pressure in all public areas, and they say we've already been slashed and burnt, we can't take it anymore. But what happens if Greece doesn't get that money? Well, effectively, if they don't get it by July, they default, and that is uncharted territory. It's what terrifies the EU and the Eurozone nations, Europe in general, and the financial capitals all around the world, because no one knows exactly where that contagion may end.
Have we had any response yet from the Greek government to this ultimatum?
Yes, we have. From the Prime Minister, who's been in Brussels meeting with EU officials, we've had the assurances that he is determined to drive this through. George Papandreou, here's a little of what he said.
I'd like to say that we are determined as a country and as a government to be on track with the program, to move forward, to do what is necessary in order to put our country into a fiscally much better and viable position. We have been doing this over the past year and will continue to do so, and I do hope that the Greek Parliament will be approving the program.
George Papandreou there in Brussels. Now, it's easy for him to say that, Phil, but he's got 2 weeks to achieve what many would see as the impossible, privatising large-scale state businesses, slashing pensions and the like. It looks very unlikely he's going to do this.
It's extremely difficult, but he's got even a bigger hurdle before that, because he's got his new government to get through a vote of confidence in the Parliament tomorrow. That's in a few hours' time. And there's no guarantee that'll get through. And even if that government does survive and get through, he's then got to drive the austerity measures through in the next few days. It's a very big ask, and there are very big questions now about the future of Greece within the Eurozone. And the questions now being asked, seriously asked by many commentators, well, perhaps it's just got to fail. Perhaps it's unthinkable, but perhaps Greece has got to fail and somehow be separated, hived off from the rest of the Eurozone, so that that doesn't create a contagion effect. Now, people just don't know exactly how that could possibly be done in an orderly way, but it is seriously being discussed. Now, the Mayor of London here, Boris Johnson, a well-known Conservative commentator, has said quite openly, cut them loose. It's not making things better for Greece in the long run. Let them go, let their currency be slashed, fall, and make them competitive again. Basically, let those that have lent money to that country without the proper checks take it on the nose and let them start again. Now, that's gaining more and more currency, that kind of notion that perhaps Greece isn't too big to fail, that perhaps that is the only proper course. Otherwise, the fear is they're just throwing good money after bad, that this seems to have no end, because while we're talking about a tranche of 12 billion euro at the moment, sounds like a lot of money, but it's part of the first rescue package of about 100 billion. But this is only the first one. Now we're told we need a second one of another 100 billion. So this is an enormous strain on the IMF, on the Eurozone, and there are really increasing numbers saying, well, just let them go.
Gee, tense times indeed. Phil Williams in London, thank you very much.
Thank you.